All right, and so then the next thing that we're gonna do, you'll be laying flat on your back, and you're gonna reach up over your head with your arms. So your arms are also on the ground, everything's on the ground. And starting with your hands, you're gonna pull your hands up, and then your wrists and your elbows and your shoulders follow, and then your neck and your shoulders come up off the ground, your chest and your stomach, and you're gonna reach all the way and touch your toes. And then nice and slowly, you're gonna roll all the way back down. Nice. Reaching up over your head with your hands, and then curling back up again, just a little bit at a time, reaching all the way for your toes, getting a little stretch, and then all the way back down. And so we're just kind of rolling all the way up, reaching for those toes, and then rolling all the way back down. And we'll do about 5 more of these. So nice and slow, kind of just like a really big full sit up. Reaching overhead, and then reaching past your toes. Let's do 3 more. Getting that nice big stretch when you're on the ground, reaching as high as you can. And then when you're sitting up, reaching as far to your toes as you can. You know how I kind of lose count. I'm going to do 1 more. Not sure if you've already gotten to all the reps you're going to do. That's good. All right, and then we're going to roll on over. So now you're going to be on your hands and knees. And we're going to sit back so that your butt is resting on your heels and your hands are out in front on the ground. And so you're going to push your chest down towards the ground and really reach out with your hands. And so we're in what's called a little child's pose. And we'll just hold this for a few seconds. Really pushing your chest toward the ground, keeping your butt touched to your heels. Nice little resting stretch. And then from here, let's put your weight into your hands, pull yourself up into hands and knees, and then from here, we're gonna reach with your right arm as far as you can. Place it back down, reach with your left arm as far as you can. Again, and then we'll place it back down so we're on hands and knees, and then you're gonna take your right leg and kick your heel back as far as you can, keeping your shoulders and hips square to the ground. And go ahead and place that right knee back on the ground and take your left leg, kicking your left heel out as far as you can. And then we'll place your knee back down so we're on hands and knees, and then drop your butt back again, reaching with your hands forward, chest to the ground, back into that child's pose that we started this sequence in. Nice little child's pose stretch for like 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to push back up into hands and knees. And then from here, you're going to take your right hand and your left foot and do a reach with both at the same time. Nice. Keeping your shoulders and your hips square. Great. And then we'll place those back down, nice, on the ground. And then reach with the other. Left hand, right foot. Extend and stretch. Nice. Placing them back down. Butt back, chest to the ground, child's pose. Nice, and just holding it for like 1 second, and then back onto hands and knees. Right hand, left leg, reach. Placing them back down. Left hand, right leg, reach. Placing them back. Pushing back to child's pose again. And then coming back up. Nice work, moving a little bit faster now as we're getting warm. Reaching right hand, left leg. Placing them back, left hand, right leg. Back to hands and knees. And then butt back, chest down, back to child's pose. And so we're just going to keep cycling through this a couple more times. So from child's pose, back to hands and knees. Reaching opposite arm and leg, nice stretch. Placing them back and switching to the other side. Then back to hands and knees, and then pushing down back into child's pose. And we'll just do a few more cycles through this at your own pace, from child's pose to this alternating arm and leg reach that I call bird dogs. And then back into child's pose. We'll do one more cycle. Child's pose to hands and knees. Bird dog, one on each side. Back to hands and knees. All right, and we'll pause here on our hands and knees. If you need to kind of sit up and shake off your wrists a little bit, maybe give them a break. Yeah, nice. Take a little rest here. I like to put my hands together, interlace your fingers, and then you can do like a little figure eight with your wrists. That can feel really nice after some hands and knees. And then we'll be resetting back on your hands and knees. And so your knees are on the ground, your hands are on the ground. And from here, you're going to you're starting with your right elbow, you're going to take and place your right elbow on the ground, and then you're going to place your left elbow on the ground. And so now both elbows are on the ground. And then you're going to take your right hand and put it on the ground, and then your left hand on the ground. So we're doing like a little bit of a march down onto your elbows and then back up onto your hands. Yeah, and we'll just be doing this for like 1 minute. And so nice and slow and steady, just kind of keep marching a little bit. And so you can keep a lot of weight back onto your knees, but at the same time, like, allow this to help you kind of warm up your shoulders a little bit. And so again, you're just marching one elbow down, then the other, and then coming back up onto your hands. Yes, perfect. And we'll do like 30 more seconds. So just at your own pace, resting as you need to. And you can kind of alternate which arm is leading. And again, just knees are down, and we're walking elbows down, and then hands back up. Nice, just like 10 more seconds. Okay, and we'll go ahead and rest again. You can give your wrists a little bit of a break. And then the next thing that we'll do is we'll try to be doing the same thing. We're going to start with our hands on our knees, on our hands and knees. And we're going to take your right hand and just tap your left shoulder and then place it back down on the ground. And then left hand taps right shoulder and then placing it back down. Nice work. And so we'll do like 10 of these with your knees down, hands down, and with your knees down, alternating which hand is tapping that opposite shoulder. Yes, very nice. Perfect. All right, and then we're going to spice it up a little bit. And so now what you're going to try to do is put your weight in your toes so that your knees just hover off the ground. Your knees are bent, but they're not touching the ground. And we're going to try that same thing. Give a little tap. Give a little tap. Nice. So you'll really have to kind of squeeze tight to keep your body hovering as you tap that opposite shoulder. Yeah, nice job. And just a little hover is great. Maybe you can only get to your elbow and you're not quite tapping your shoulder. That's fine. Maybe you can just kind of hover your hand for a second. That's good too. Yes, perfect. Nice work. And we're going to do this for 10 more seconds. Keep hovering your knees and trying to tap your shoulder. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, rest. Nice work. Good job. Yeah, shake out your arms a little bit. That's tough. Hovering the knees is hard. Good job. Good job. It seems so easy. You're like, oh, okay, I can do that. Wait, no, I can't do that. All right, and so we're going to continue to kind of just be laying down a little bit today, which is nice. So we'll be staying on your back for this next one. Your feet are going to be flat on the ground, and your back is also laying on the ground. Your hands can end up doing whatever your hands feel like, but we're going to push your feet into the ground and squeeze your glutes so that your hips come up into the air. And then you're going to very slowly bring your hips back down. And so you're going to try to bring your hips up as high as you can, as fast as you can, and then let them lower back down as slowly as you can. And so we're going to do 10 of these glute bridge raises. And again, really, really slowly on the way down. having your spine come down one little vertebrae at a time, going from the top to the bottom. And then again, squeezing your glutes and bringing your hips up as fast as you can. Nice job. And so we're going to do 10 of these. All right, and then once you've done 10, you can kind of stay where you're at, but maybe give me a little wave or something so I know you've done 10. Really nice job. Nice and slow on the way down is great. Oh, I got one little wave. That's good. Nice, nice. All right, cool. Yeah, that's great. 10-ish is good. And so the next thing that we're going to do is you're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to squeeze your glutes and hold your hips up, and then we're going to hold it here. And we're going to hold it here for 30 seconds. All right, so ready, set, go. And really squeezing your glutes to keep your hips high. Yes, nice job. And we're going to hold for 30 seconds. So keep squeezing, keep breathing, weight in both feet. Nice work. Ten more seconds. Keep squeezing those glutes. Maybe it's starting to burn. 3, 2, 1. Okay, rest. And again, we're going to just keep laying here, so that's nice. And so the next thing we're going to do is just some sit-ups from here. And so as you do these sit-ups, it's totally cool to use your arms to like swing your body up and push your feet into the ground. And so just swing yourself all the way up and then slowly back down. So same thing like the glute bridge. You're going to come up as fast as you can and then one little vertebrae down at a time, nice and slow. Perfect. And so we're going to do 15 of these. Yeah, really slowly on the way down. Stay in control. And again, 15-ish. Losing count is totally fine. Yes. Oh my gosh, good control. Really nice. Yeah, nice. Yes, very good. Yes, nice job. And then once you've done 15, take a short rest and do 15 of those sit-ups. I know, why are sit-ups so hard? There's no cheating. It's okay, there's no cheating. All reps are good reps. And so then our hold this time, we're gonna hold with your chest up in this sit-up position so that your arms are up, kind of reaching at your knees. And then if you wanna add extra spice, you can pick your feet up. But you don't have to, you can also keep your feet down. Maybe some of both. Just so you know, there's options. And we'll hold this for 30 seconds as well. And, if you need to kind of rest a little bit as you're doing it, that's fine. But we're going to go for another 30-second hold. Ready, set, go. Yes, very nice. So you're kind of all like halfway up from your sit-up. 20 more seconds. And I know we're kind of reaching with our arms, but you can stay relaxed with your neck. Nice, easy breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. You're just resting on a beach. It's so nice. 3, 2, 1, rest! Rest, rest, rest. Nice job. Okay, and then we'll roll over again. And so we're going to do 1 minute of the shoulder taps. And so you can decide if you want to hover your knees for some of it, for none of it, or yeah, it's up to you. So you can hover your knees or not. And then also if you want to, you could also try doing these like all the way in a plank with your feet back. And maybe that would be like something in between having your knees down and hovering your knees. So like the way that's going to be the easiest is going to be with your knees down, and then it's going to be the plank would be like the second level, and then with your knees hovered would be like level 3. We're going to do 1 minute of shoulder taps, and you can decide how you want to do them. Ready, set, go. Yeah, nice. And if you want to hover your knees for a couple reps, you can. Or in the plank is good too. And we're halfway done. Keeping your stomach tight by squeezing your rib cage to your pelvis. Not rocking back and forth too much. Really nice work. 15 more seconds. Three, two, one, rest. Nice work. Yes, nice rest here for a little bit. And then we're going to do a whole nother round starting with the glute bridge raise. And so that was when we were laying on your back and your feet were down. But we get to rest a little bit longer first. We'll take another like 10 seconds at least. Catch your breath before we go into round number 2. And you can always just march in place if you're confused about what we're doing. Okay, good. I can hear her when she talks. So that's good. She's doing stuff with us. All right, okay, so we'll go for round 2 now, and so it's going to start with these glute bridge raises. So again, remember your feet are pushing into the ground, you're squeezing your glutes, and your hips are going to rise as high as they can, and then really slowly back down. And we're 10 of these. We're doing 10 of these. Fast on the way up, slow on the way back down. And then once you've done 10, take a quick break, and then we'll go into our hold for 30 seconds. I'll start the hold timer in like 10 seconds, so you have a little bit of chance to finish up and rest. All right, so we'll go into our glute bridge hold. And so we're going to keep our hips up as high as you can for 30 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, go. Yes, nice. Squeezing those glutes. Keeping your hips up high. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1, rest. All right, right, take a little break, and then the sit-ups were next. And so remember, you're gonna try to do your sit-up as fast as you can, and then slowly back down. And we'll do 15 of the sit-ups. I know, because I'm mean. So nice and slowly on the way down, and then again, if you want to use your arms, all the reps count. No cheating. There's no such thing as cheating. So any rep is a good rep. Very nice. And the control on the way down is huge. That's where all the magic happens. Which is why any way that you're getting up is totally fine. Yeah, so good. Yeah, nice job. And we'll take that quick break once you get to 15-ish. Exact reps, don't matter. And we'll take a quick break before we go into this hollow hold. This is a hard hold. And so remember, we're just going to try to find that sweet spot that's like halfway up on our sit-up and hold that. And what's up? Yeah, you can decide. You could hover them, or you could keep them on the ground maybe a little bit. You could see how much weight you could play around with keeping only a little bit of weight in your feet. It's up to you how you want to hold your feet. Okay, and we'll hold for 30 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, go! Really nice. Working hard to stay relaxed through your neck. The tightness is in your stomach. Everything else is relaxed. You're just a peaceful little boat floating in the water. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. 3, 2, 1, rest. Rest, rest. Yeah, nice job. All right, and then we have our shoulder taps. And so again, any variation, maybe after last time you can decide how that felt, and if you want to do the same version you can, or maybe if you want to mix it up a little bit. Again, the options are keeping your knees down and just tapping opposite shoulders, or going back into a plank hold with your feet down and doing those opposite shoulder taps, or just keeping your knees bent but hovering them off the ground as kind of the most spicy version of the shoulder taps. And we'll do 1 minute. Ready, set, go. And really trying to keep your back as flat as possible as you do these. Yes, nice work, nice work. Halfway. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1, rest. Yes, nice job. All right, we'll take a little rest, and we're going to do one more time through the glute bridges, the sit-ups, and the shoulder taps. But first, maybe grab a sip of water if you have some nearby. Make sure you get a little rest, because that's what helps keep your reps quality, is giving yourself rest. Okay, well, 30 more seconds we'll rest, and then we'll do one more round. It's kind of... Yeah. Oh. Perfect. Getting warm? Just a little bit. Okay, should we do the next set? I guess it's not going to do itself. All right, so it starts with those glute bridges. Feet are down, back's down, and remember, squeezing up fast and then lowering down slow for 10 reps. And then we got to do our 30-second hold. I'll give you maybe like 15 more seconds to finish up your 10 reps and to give you a little bit of rest before I start my hold timer. But then that way you can just keep laying down. You don't need to, unless you want to sit up, of course. All right, we'll go into our glute bridge hold in 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, keeping those hips as high as you can. This is our last round of these glute bridges, so make them count. Nice high hips, feet flat on the ground, both feet flat on the ground, squeezing the ground with both feet. Sometimes you'll be a little bit imbalanced, and when you're like, oh man, my left foot's not even on the ground right now. The heck? 3, 2, 1, rest. And then once you feel ready, we're gonna do those sit-ups next. And so remember, sitting up fast and then coming down as slow as you can. Sitting up, and again, fast is relative, right? As long as you're trying to get up in any way that you can, in like an explosive kind of way, that's totally fine. Even if it's maybe not looking as fast as it was on the first set anymore. And that's super slow on the way down. That's where all the magic happens. When you're sore tomorrow, you're going to be like, that was those lower downs. And really, being disciplined about this lower down is going to help you be stronger on the way up in the future, too. And we're doing 15. It's too many. ish, losing count happens. Yes, I love that slow descent. You'll look great. So good. Yes. Nice and slow on the way down. Really nice. And once you've got to those 15, give yourself a little break. And we'll take like 10 more seconds to rest, and then we'll go into our hollow boat hold. But we'll give a little bit of rest. 10 more seconds to rest, and then we'll do that. We'll do 30 seconds hold. This is our last boat hold, so 3, 2, 1, go! Staying relaxed through your neck. Any tension and tightness, just send it right into your stomach. Shoulders can be relaxed down and back. Keep breathing. Three, 2, 1, rest. And then we'll come on over and we'll do our last round of these shoulder taps. And again, any style that you're feeling. Ready, set, go. I just like the knees down shoulder taps. I'm really pushing into the ground with that offhand every time so that you can stay nice and stable and square through your shoulders and your hips. You could set your coffee on your back and it wouldn't spill. Might be risky, but do it. 30 more seconds. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1, rest. Okay, little rest. And then grab a sip of water. And for the next part, we're going to be standing. So you can find your way to standing up. But again, we'll take like a minute off to rest and get some water and for me to explain what's going on next. And so sometimes we'll do like this kind of format where we're going to march in place for 30 seconds. And so the marching, just make sure you're using your arms and your legs, but it can be at any pace. And so if you're just kind of marching nice and slow, that's fine. But if you want to pick it up to a little bit of like a high knees, that's totally fine too. Or maybe it's like really kind of slowing down, but just keep your arms and legs churning at least a little bit. And so what we'll do is we'll do 30 seconds of marching in place, followed by 30 seconds of a different kind of like standing core moving exercise. And then we'll go back to the marching in place for 30 seconds, and we'll have 4 different little exercises that we'll go through, and we'll do that for 3 rounds. And so it'll be a total of 12 minutes that we're kind of marching in place and moving around. And so the other moves are a little bit like kind of like aerobics moves, and so it'll be easiest, I think, to just follow along rather than to go over all of them before we start, because I think that might just make it get a little bit muddled and confusing. And again, for the most part, this part is just really about trying to keep moving for the whole 12 minutes, maybe at a differing pace as you're feeling it out. But so even if the kind of aerobics move is starting to be confusing or whatever, you can always just defer to marching in place, and that's fine. Or something else that was fun from before. So it's totally cool to not be doing the exact same thing as everyone else for the next. Also, always, it's totally cool to not be doing the same thing as everyone else, but especially for this next part. And so, again, it'll start with 30 seconds of marching in place, and then we'll go into some things like a little toe tap, a little like knee to elbow, some side crunches, and some pivot punches side to side. So just to give you a little taste, those will be the things that we're doing. Okay, was 2 minutes enough time to rest? Ready to start? Okay, so we're gonna start with marching in place. In 3, 2, 1, go. Marching. And again, if you want to like move around a little bit, maybe you have the space to do some marching laps. That's fine. Whatever you want. And so we'll go 15 more seconds on our march. Using your arms and your legs, really nice. Yes, very good. 3, 2, 1. So we're going to take a wide stance. You're going to take your right hand and tap your left toe. And then left hand, right toe. And so we're just kind of twisting side toe taps. Yep, nice. And so we'll just do these for 30 seconds, moving at a rate that feels good to you. And for this, your knees are just slightly bent, and most of the movement is happening at your hips. 3, 2, 1, march. And so back to marching. Maybe you want to go some side to side, that's cool. Just, again, any style of marching, as long as you're using your arms and your legs. Backwards, forwards, or just right in place. Whatever you're feeling. 10 more seconds of marching. 3, 2, 1. And now the next one we're going to take knee to elbow. Same knee, same elbow. And same thing, just kind of moving through this at a pace that feels good to you. And really trying to pull your leg up as your elbow comes down. Yeah, really nice. Good job. This one looks really weird. We're puppets or something. Haunted puppets, I don't know. 3, 2, 1. Back to marching. Perfect. Perfect. Marching in place. Nice job, nice job. Three, 2, 1, and now the last one, your hands are on your head, and we're going to do like a side crunch standing. So you're kind of trying to pull that elbow to your side, keeping your hands on your head. Yes, very nice. Yeah. You'll really feel this kind of in your shoulders and in your side probably. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, marching. Yeah, good work, good work. 3, 2, 1, and now this time we're gonna take in your punch to the side as you twist your hips. So you're kind of pivoting with your hips and punching to the side, so you can kind of get your whole body into that punch. Really be aggressive with your punching side to side. Yes, nice. Pow, stop, smash, punch. Yeah, punch really hard. Nice job. 3, 2, 1, and we're gonna go back to marching. Okay, and so that was one complete round. And so all our little aerobics moves will start back over at the top. And we're gonna do 3 rounds, so we're 1/3 of the way through this thing. And we're still just marching, marching, marching. All right, ready, set, twisting, left hand, right foot. again, your knees are kind of just slightly bending and you're getting a big hinge in your hips and a twist in your shoulders as well. Really nice work. This is some good mobility. Keeping our toes in reach. 3, 2, 1, march. More seconds, and then the next one was the knee to elbow, the wonky puppet. 3, 2, 1, knee to elbow, really pulling your knee up as high as you can, and finishing with that little elbow tap. Very nice, very nice. And this one here, we're really getting good practice opening up our hips, squeezing your core a little bit to pull your knees up. So looks weird, but definitely does some good stuff for you. And it keeps our heart rate as we're moving. 3, 2, 1, march. Really nice. 10 more seconds to march. And the next one is kind of our standing side crunch. 3, 2, 1. Hands behind your head, pulling that elbow down to your side. Yes, very nice. And staying tight through your middle so that your body can stay upright as possible, not leaning forward. Ugh. 3, 2, 1, march. Ten more seconds, then we're gonna punch. Whoa. 3, 2, 1, punch. Remember, use your hips. Pivot with that. Legs. Punch really hard. Arr. Arr. Punching. Punching. We're punching side to side. We're practicing punching really hard. So then next time you see Uncle Bob, you can say, want to play hit for hit? 3, 2, 1, march in place. Sorry, that's just a story my mom tells me about Uncle Bob wanting to play hit for hit with all his younger sisters. All right, 3, 2, 1. Now we're doing that right hand, left toe, that twist. And this is the beginning of our last round. Yeah, well, the march was the beginning. You're right. We're halfway through the first minute of the last round, I think. 3, 2, 1, march. Knees to elbows. 3, 2, 1. Pulling that knee up, finishing with the elbow tap. Yes, perfect. You're getting your knees up really nice and high. That's great. This one is funny though. Ten more seconds of these. 3, 2, 1, march. 2 minutes left. Three, two, one. Now we're doing that standing side crunch. Hands behind your head, pulling your elbow down to your side while you're staying standing tall as possible. And it's totally okay to change the pace of your movements just so we can keep moving. That's great. Three, 2, 1, march. Last minute. Yeah, so just keep moving through this last minute. And then we'll be done. We'll do a little stretch as we cool down, but this is the last minute of our session today. We made it. Three, 2, 1, punch. We're punching, Leslie, side to side. Three, 2, 1, rest. Rest, rest, rest. Yes, nice long rest. Good work, everybody. And whether you like to sit to rest or stand, maybe give your knees a little hug. That can really help loosen up your posterior chain. Or if you want to sit down, you can kind of hug one knee up and just allow that posterior chain to relax. You could even rest it over the other leg and just kind of hang out, letting your hips open up a little bit and releasing that posterior chain one leg at a time through some little knee hugs. But that's the end of the workout today. Thank you so much for coming.